Welcome back to Critical Foolery. On today's agenda, we have positioning and what I'm going to call FaceTime and hardpoints. So we're going to hop into the tester in a sec to showcase what I'm kind of talking about, but I decided to pick a mech that, at least to start, that has I found a very hard to deal with hardpoints, because all your hardpoints are very low and very slung out, like very far, like very wide. Like your arm hard points, you have about halfway down the body of the mech, and then you also have just such a wide spread. And I found that when I was playing games, sometimes the arm was blocked by a building that I didn't see, or that kind of thing. The other thing is the torso mounts again are fairly low, so we're going to jump right into the testing grounds here to kind of take a look more in depth of what I'm talking about. With the hard points being really low, and this is to keep in mind, hills become a problem. Shooting over things, shooting at what you thought you'd be able to get over, and then bottoming out. The other one is buildings. This is why I chose Frozen City, is that the time it takes you to expose yourself all the way around to shoot everything and then get behind something else or that kind of thing is a huge problem. So hard points being, or taking into account here, you can see that even when I put the arms up, I think yeah, there we go. We can just kind of see it looking up right there in the window. They're very low. When I fire the PPCs, you can see it's coming from down below, and then it's a fairly wide converging point on the large pulse lasers. Now we'll see right now with this Warhammer, we may or may not get over this building, and we're going to see if we can right now. So you can see how wide that was, and then you can also see how low the arms are. And this is what I mean by hard points and where they're mounted. It's a huge thing to keep in mind, because if I'm going to, say, be in an open field like this, the hard points aren't going to really matter. I can just fire away and it's not a big deal. But if I'm coming around a building here, and this is what we're talking about for FaceTime, in order for me to be able to fire everything, when I pop around, my shadow is already showing that my arm is showing. What is it, F3? You can see that half my mech is showing before I even see their mech. And then when I go right here, right, I have to come all the way out. I think it's right there. Yes, in order to get it. So that's a lot of time to come and pop out of a building and then pop behind it. Positioning is something you're going to learn through experience, I think is the best way to put it. You're gonna learn from mistakes. You're gonna have a certain play style, but it is very important. If you're in a big solo assault mech, you don't want to be crossing open terrain like this, and you want something to hide behind. You know, if you see people in the open like that, you want to limit your exposure, your time. The other thing is, if you're a fairly squishy mech and you're fairly squishy assault, you might be an assault class that is more of a secondary, if that makes sense. You're kind of hiding and doing backup fire support. You're not there to take the brunt of it. Now, again, we're gonna stop right here. So now it looks like I have a clean shot, but again, you can see right there that I'm actually hitting the wall. And even the PPCs are a little bit better, but now you can see that the crosshair, it only moves so far up and down. Now again, same thing, I'm showing just different scenarios where you think, okay, I got him. This time I actually did. That surprised me. But just keep that in mind where your hard points are mounted. We're going to hop into one here in a sec that has very high hard points that we'll be able to show kind of the benefits of that. I got sidetracked on what I was saying. Anyways, so The other thing with the hard points is keep in mind which hard points you have in your mech, because depending on what hard points you have and what location and what they have auxiliary wise, and we'll get into the mech builder here in a second, will affect how much slots you have and what you can carry. So if you have lower actuators or you have the hand actuators and stuff, it takes up slots. So energy weapons on the clan side don't require a lot of slots. You don't have to really worry about that. But if you were to, say, go in the ballistic mech here, we'll hop into the Wolverine again, and we go to the loadout. I can only fit, because of the hand actuator, lower arm and all that, I can only fit a very small, or not very small, but like a medium to small ballistics in it, because I don't have the slots to input in here. I can take these two out, and then I should be, can I go up to, yeah, I can do an LBX 10. I can't do an Ultra AC20, so keep that in mind where you're going to build. The other thing is, if your hard points are all on one shoulder, it means that you can have one really big item, or you can have a whole bunch of smaller ones. So again, keep that in mind with hard points, especially to where your hard points are if you're planning on switching to an XL engine, because it will take up, again, more slots in that area. And it comes down to, do you have enough real estate to build that apartment that you want to put in there, or are you going to buy and put a bunch of single family homes? Now, I was talking about FaceTime. We're going to go back to a mech that has high shoulder mounts to show how you can kind of use cover and take advantage of those high shoulder mounts, or those different hard points. And then that should conclude the end of this video. The positioning one, like I said, it's going to be a touch and feel. You're going to learn that you're going to work well in certain parts of the team. Rotating, you do not want to be left behind. Oops. You do not want to be left behind, especially when they're doing a NASCAR. But you can see, whatever I can see is what I'm going to be able to shoot at. So these hard points being nice and high, I can use this as cover and still be able to, we'll see if I can get it. Oh, I hit a little bit. Oh, weapon jammed. So, come on, unjam. There we go. So I can have a good portion of my body effectively covered by all this rubble here, if you will. My arms aren't going to stick out much before my mech, so I'll be able to, in the city, be able to quickly pop out like this, pop the right side. I don't have to expose all of it. I can quickly move out more, and then I can come back. Of course, a double jam when I'm trying to sit here and show this. I'm too impatient and getting clicky.
Target destroyed.
So, knowing to which buttons your hard points set to, I always set like the right mouse to the right side, left side to the left mouse button. And that concludes this portion of the starting out series. Again, if you guys find this helpful, please leave a like and a comment down below on things you found, things I could improve on, and thanks for watching.